Hi, this is Ron Janish. As part of our seminar today, we just had a live section on power trading in Forex. And so while the group is out on a break, I'm going to make this short little video which is going to give you a really good idea as to what's going on here. What we did was we looked at two movements in the market. One was in the euro down here, and then in another market we looked at this move down here, and we looked at doing power trading. And what I mean by that is what exactly occurs up here and what exactly occurs down here, to recognize that these are major pivots. And this is a daily high and a daily low, or a weekly, monthly, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty long term. So you can see this one occurred in April and this one here occurred in February. And then we're going to look at what happens at these pivots along the way that gives you a very nice Andrews entry signal. We're also going to look at what I call fake out pivots. And this is when the market kind of comes along and says, yeah, this looks at let's say this much data here, yeah, this looks like a low pivot, and then doesn't really go up and make a high pivot. So what to look for when you get these fake out pivots and how to deal with that. Okay, because it's incredibly important. If you use these, in order to find this low here, you have to assume that this low here is a pivot, for example. In order to find this high here, you have to assume that this high is a pivot. However, when this low down here occurs, you can look back with 20/20 hindsight and see they weren't daily pivots. Okay, so we're going to cover that and exactly how to deal with that. So we're going to talk about finding daily pivots. We're going to talk about this in detail in this section here, which has a couple of nice fake out situations. These fake out pivots. Here's a fake out pivot, and where's another one? Here's another fake out situation. So we found some of those fake outs, and they occur regularly in the Forex. So we're going to do a review of pivot theory, and then we're going to take a look at intraday in the Forex. Now, the advantage of Forex is that there's a whole lot of data. It's traded pretty much 24 hours a day, and there's ways that you can find many of these highs and lows very easily. Now, in order to make that a lot easier, we have something brand new that we will cover. It's called the Pivot Alert Oscillator. There's a 99% probability that regardless of what software you have right now that you are using, this oscillator is on there. And we'll show you exactly how we use it and exactly how you can use it on yours, even if you use software that's as simplistic as IB. Okay, that's about as simplistic as it comes, because it doesn't have much in the way of indicators on it. And it has the Pivot Alert Oscillator. It is not called that. I call it that. It was developed by a course member who, after taking the course, wanted something that gave him an easier time in finding pivots. He lived a few hundred miles away from Dr. Alan Andrews, and after taking the course he developed this. He became rather famous, and as a result you have it on your software. So we'll cover which lines to draw when. We'll cover finding entry pivots, and what you're going to notice is that what I consider entry pivots all have pretty much similar things in common, where the ones that are well, step aside pivots have something in common too. So for example, if prices are in this area here, there's a reason why it would probably step aside rather than try to go for a long in this section. Okay, and you'll see that, because what we're trying to do, the objective here is to find these pivots here, these pivot points here, and to be able to do that on a consistent basis. Now, we'll talk about how to avoid being tricked by the market when the invisible hand comes in there and erases pivots, and very important, when not to use the Andrews lines and what to use instead. And we're not going to, well, what we're going to do is we're going to take standard textbook things right out of the advanced course manual. And when you have a certain pattern, you draw the lines a certain way, and boom, prices will either turn at that line or they will not. If they do, watch out. This move is going to continue strongly. And you'll see that. And you'll see it specifically in my, actually it occurred right here. Okay, prices went right up to where they were supposed to, and boom, down we go. Okay, so we're going to do that, and here's how this works. Since there's a good chance you're seeing this video here because, well, you didn't come to the seminar. Okay, not a problem. You can see it online. It took us a little over an hour to do. Okay, and if you're a course member and you took the course within the last 6 months, or you pay us a monthly fee for the update service, either way, you'll get the video. You get access to the video. Just send me an email. I'll send it to you. If you're a course member from beyond the last 6 months or so that you joined up, no problem. We'll send it to you, and we'll just send you a small invoice first. You click on that, you pay via PayPal, or you send us a check, either way, and you get to see the video. You watch it 2-3 times. Sometimes it takes, you know, a while to catch it. If you're not a course member, here's what you do. Real easy. You go to andrewscourse.com. You click on products. You go down here. Click on here. Buy now. Okay. And what will happen is you'll have an area where you can, you'll pay us for the course, and just send us a separate email or put a notation in there that you would also like to have access to the video, Power Trading in Forex. Okay, and then you'll be able to see the video, Power Trading in Forex. Takes about an hour. You don't really need a whole lot of notes on it because it's right out of the advanced course manual, and we'll go from there. So I thank you for your time and see you next time.